Genesis chapter 5. The family line from Adam to Noah.
This is the story of when God made Adam. When God created people, He made them in His own image and likeness. That means humans are very special, made to be like God. We are not like the animals, we are on a whole different level. God created them male and female, and He blessed them. On the very day they were created, He called them man. The name Adam in Hebrew also means man, so it's a name that represents all of humanity. When Adam was 130 years old, yes, that's really old. People in those days lived much longer than people do now, probably because the power of sin was not yet so strong. And the world was much healthier. He had a son in his own likeness and image. But since Adam had already sinned, this son was also born with sin. Adam named him Seth. Seth was the son whom Eve said God had given her in place of Abel. After Seth was born, Adam lived another 800 years. That's an amazing amount of time. During those years, he had many more sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived 930 years, and then he died just as God had said would happen. Death came as the result of sin. When Seth was 105 years old, he had a son named Enosh. After Enosh was born, Seth lived 807 more years and had other sons and daughters. In all, Seth lived 912 years, and then he died. When Enosh was 90 years old, he had a son named Kenan. After Kenan was born, Enosh lived 815 more years and had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years, and then he died. When Kenan was 70 years old, he had a son named Mahalalel. After Mahalalel was born, Kenan lived 840 more years and had other sons and daughters. Kenan lived a total of 910 years, and then he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he had a son named Jared. After Jared was born, Mahalalel lived 830 more years and had other sons and daughters. In all, Mahalalel lived 895 years, and then he died. When Jared was 162 years old, he had a son named Enoch. This Enoch is not the same as the Enoch from Cain's family in Genesis 4, they just had the same name. After Enoch was born, Jared lived 800 more years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Jared lived 962 years, and then he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, he had a son named Methuselah. After Methuselah was born, Enoch lived 300 more years. During that time, he walked with God. That means he had a very close and loving relationship with God and lived a life that pleased Him. He also had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived 365 years. That was short compared to the others. But Enoch did not die. He walked with God, and then suddenly he was gone, because God took him away. Enoch was one of the most special people in the Bible. He went straight to God without experiencing death. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he had a son named Lamech. This Lamech is different from Cain's descendant, with the same name in Genesis 4. After Lamech was born, Methuselah lived 782 more years and had other sons and daughters. In total, Methuselah lived 969 years, the longest lifespan recorded in the whole Bible. When Lamech was 182 years old, he had a son. He named him Noah and said, "The Lord has cursed the ground, and we work so hard and suffer so much from it. But this child will bring us comfort and rest." The name Noah in Hebrew means comfort or rest. This shows how painful farming had become after God cursed the ground with thorns and thistles. After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 more years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived 777 years, and then he died. When Noah was 500 years old, he had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These 3 would later become the ancestors of all the people on earth after the Great Flood.